Hey guys, this is Mr. Catlin. We're here at number 7 on your study guide. Last problem, but to start off, the one that I'm looking at actually has a typo, and we're going to try to fix that on Schoology. But this is supposed to be 5 cups of flour, and yes, and 4 cups of sugar. And that's going to kind of change some things later. But we got a recipe for the cupcakes: 5 cups of flour for every 4 cups of sugar, and the line represents a relationship between them. All right, and if we look at the very beginning here, we have two numbers, which means we have two quantities that we can put into our XY table. Okay, so X is always on the left, Y is on the right in our XY table. And if you look at the point later on, you know the X value is 1 and the Y value is 1.25. So the smaller value is the X, and the smaller value for us is sugar. So we're going to put 4 here on the left, and X's are going to be sugar for us. And we're going to put 5, the larger number, on the right for Y, because that represents flour. Just put it over here, flour. And let me erase this one. Okay, and also we have another pair that we can put in our table, and that's just based on the ordered pair that was given to us. So we already have a table with enough information to have 2 plots on this graph. I only put 1 on there, but we could put the other one on here as well if we wanted to. But the first thing it asks us to do is just to label the x's and what they are appropriately. So if you get these backwards, it's wrong. The x-axis down here, we just talked about, is the smaller number. It is the amount of sugar. And the y-axis up here is the bigger number, which in our case is flour. So number 1, knocked out, check. We've got them labeled appropriately, x and y. Now we have to write an equation, which means what do we do to the x value to get to the y value? What do we multiply this relationship by? Now, funny enough, we actually have that number in this because whenever x equals 1, y is your constant of proportionality. But a lot of you still like to do y divided by x for the original quantity ratio. And it should come out as 1.25, but we'll just look and see if it does. If you do 5 and you divide it by 4, okay, y divided by x, the two quantities given, then you get 1.25. That's where the 1.25 per 1 comes in. It's the unit rate, the constant of proportionality. So we know that we got to multiply x's by 1.25 to get to the y's. So that means that our equation is simply y, to get y, we multiply 1.25 times x. And there's our equation. And it says indicate the meaning of each variable. Well, y represents cups of sugar. Cups of flour. And x represents cups of sugar. Don't forget to leave this part out. If you don't have this part out, you're not doing what it asks you to do in the situation. Okay? You get the equation and you get the two parts of meaning of the variable. And then explain the meaning of the point 1.125 in terms of the situation. Okay, 1.125 is representing 1 cup of sugar per 1.25 cups of flour. All right? So what it means is that every 1.25 cups of flour used, the recipe needs 1 cup of sugar. Is what that represents in the situation. That's the meaning of this ordered pair. And your table could help explain that. You could also talk about it being the constant of proportionality. You could also talk about it being the unit rate. Okay, lots of things you could discuss there, but make sure it's a great explanation. Use 2 or 3 sentences. All right, see you guys later. Good luck on your test.